welcome everyone. Let me get the camera adjusted to where I can see everything. Welcome, welcome. Let me go ahead and get the comments loaded in. Let me see who all's out there. Okie dokie, we are streaming to Facebook as well as YouTube. So let me know when you come on, if this is your first time here, and if so, welcome. And to those that have been joining me for months on end, welcome, welcome, welcome. We will start at about 7:03. We'll give people time to come on board. And I will go through my housekeeping and then we'll get started. And of course, my nose always starts itching as soon as we get online, so I'm not sure what that is. There may be, I was reading up on the little yellow thing that I have on the streaming system that I use. And it has to do with the time that it takes for when this recording. Now, y'all are seeing everything recording live on your end, but there's a little bit of a delay, so it might be like a 15 to 20 second delay before you'll hear what I'm saying. And hopefully you all can hear me. My microphone, for whatever reason, did not want to charge, and I tried it in 2 different areas of the home, and it's not working. So anyways, hopefully you can hear me. If you can't for some reason, please let me know, but I think I'll talk loud enough that it should be fine. So we'll just give it a few more minutes before we get started. We're going to do a fun card today. We're going to do some blending with our blending brushes and masking. So if that's something that you are not familiar with, then you need to get your drink and have a seat and relax, and we'll get started here shortly, and we're going to learn about blending and creating it. We're going to do a night scene. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That will be fun. So anyways, and we'll just give it a few minutes before we get started. And again, it'll probably start at about, trying to see what time it is. It's 6:59, so we'll start in about 3 minutes. All right, and if you're on YouTube, welcome. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, please make sure that you subscribe and ring that subscribe, and then click the bell so that you're notified each time that I upload a new video. And if you are watching on Facebook, then if you like what you see, pardon me, I'm going to flip this off, then please share with your friends, family, or strangers, whomever. The more that we have to watch, the more the merrier, and the more reach that I get to other paper crafters. So that's what I do. I love to do that. All right, so now it says that I'm live, so it's only taken me 2 minutes to get there. So welcome everyone. I did take a little bit of time, and I'll be starting in about 3 minutes, and I'll go through my introductions and do some little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll get started. The one card may take me a while. It may be the only one that we get done within our hour time frame, but we'll find out. I'll let you know. And let's see, what else? I guess I should, let me think about what I gotta do. Okay, we have to get our black ink out and get that ready. I don't know where my refill bottle is. I think this thing should have enough ink in it. Maybe it's in my little box right here. Hang on a minute. Bear with me. I'm working in a small spot. Oh my gosh, I keep getting all these notifications into my phone, and it's coming up on my screen. It's driving me crazy. All right, let me just put some stuff away so I can kind of get organized here. Actually, yeah, I think that would be fine. I'm gonna put that right there out of the way. And this little guy needs to go in there as well. Sorry about that. It's my little box. I don't even remember where I got this. I think I got it in Vietnam. And isn't that cute? Let me show it to you. Can y'all see that? Get into the camera. It's my little box, and I keep all my little things that fit in there. And then I just pull that out, and it has all the small items I need. So anyways, we'll get started here shortly. I'm just trying to get things organized as my workspace is only, I don't even know how big this thing is. I don't know, maybe probably 36 inches. Maybe, no, yeah, it might be because this is 13. So that would be 13, 26. Yeah, it's probably about 36 inches. So it's not a lot by the time you put all your stuff out that you need to have, right? You know, your toolbox, your camera, your glue. Oh, I know what I need, which I did not bring. I'll be right back. While you're waiting, I've got to go get some paper because we're going to do some blending. So I need to get paper so we don't get ink all over. Okay, I am back. Hopefully y'all are out there. I had to get my paper because we're going to do some blending. I got 2 sheets, but I think we only need 1. So, all right, let's get these little notifications off. I need to probably figure out how to stop those little guys. What time is it? 7:03. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started and get my introductions done, and we'll get started, and I'll show you what we're going to do this evening. I'm trying to get myself comfortable. All right. So, welcome everyone. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I have been doing this craziness for about 13 years. I'm pretty sure it can be 13. Maybe it's 12. Let's see. I started in 11. So 11, 21, 22. Yeah, it'd be 13, be 14, or 13 or 14. I don't know. I'm having so much fun I can't remember. But anyways, I live in Fort Myers, Florida. And yes, it's Hurricane Alley, but we survived that one, so that's good. All right, I want to go over a few, since today, we've got 2 days before the end of the month, actually 1 day if we don't count tonight. So there's several things that you need to be aware of. One, that we have a great starter kit special. If you're not on my newsletter, or if you're not receiving it, leave me a message or just leave a comment if you're on Facebook or YouTube, and just put newsletter and your email address, and then I will sign you up sign you up to receive my newsletter. And I currently send it out every Tuesday, and now we're in the 12 weeks of Christmas. So on Wednesdays we are going into week 4, I think. So every week on Wednesday around 1 o'clock it goes out, and then I have different tutorials on how to make holiday cards, bags, tags, wrap things, all sorts of little goodie boxes and decorations and stuff like that. So if you're not receiving my newsletter, then just leave a comment and put newsletter with your email address, and I'll be more than happy to sign you up for that. And then you'll receive that every week. I put in there our weekly specials, monthly specials, and everything else. And then during the week, during the month, you'll receive 1 to 2 tutorials that are included as well. So the starter kit, if you are interested in receiving a discount, if you're always purchasing anywhere from $60 or $70, $80, then it may make sense for you to take advantage of that. This month in October, the kit normally runs $99 and you get to choose $125. But this month, you get to choose $155 in product of your choice. And that can be anything that is in the catalog. Our kits are on sale for 30% off through the end of the month. So you'll be able to take advantage. You'll really basically get more bang for your buck. So you can take anything, you can get things off the clearance rack, you can get our kits that are now on sale for 30% off, and that's only good through the end of this month. So you got a day and a half, tomorrow and Thursday, right? Wednesday and Thursday, and then that's it. So I would highly encourage you, if you want to take advantage of that, if you join my community now in this month, October, you'll have until March of next year that you would receive a 20% discount on all of your purchases, as well as you have friends that want to buy from you, you'll get credit for that, and then you would get a 20% discount based on what they purchase as well. get the 20%, but you do get part of that as well. So if you have any questions or interested in that, let me know. I can send you the link to the newsletter that has detailed information, and it's something I would highly encourage you. And you've got 5 months to try it out, and if you don't like it, then you just go back and be a full-time, pay full price on your products. And then, as I mentioned previously, the kits are on sale, so they're 30% off. And kits are wonderful. I'm telling you, I am starting to use those more and more and more. It's great if you have a small place, you don't have a lot of storage ability or capacity. And these kits come all included. The majority of them come with their own stamp set, their little ink spot, and all of that. So keep that in mind as well. And I'm trying to get situated. Sorry about that. So that's what's happening during the month of October. So I would highly encourage you to take a look at that and take advantage if you are one that likes to save money. Okay, so we're going to get started. This evening, we're going to work with, now last week we did the musical jamboree, and if you remember, and I told you all that I was going to do a forest scene, that they're going to be in the woods with a campfire, and that's what we're going to be doing this evening. We're going to create a night scene. We're going to be using some masking paper, blending brushes, and we're going to be ready to rock and roll here in just a few minutes. So that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to flip the camera down. Let me make sure that's everything. Let me welcome everyone. If you're just joining, I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I live in Fort Myers, Florida. And if you're on YouTube, because I'm streaming to YouTube, make sure if you're new to my channel to click the bell, subscribe and click the bell so you're notified each time I upload a new video. And if you're on my Facebook page and you're new, welcome. And please make sure if you enjoy what you see this evening to share that with your friends, families, enemies, whomever. Okay? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to flip the camera down. And we're going to, ooh, I've got some glare. Hang on a minute. We got to figure out what to do with this little guy. I think we got that. Okay. We are going to create this card right here. And it's really not that difficult. And we are going to mask and blend and color this. And I'm going to show you how to make the stars in the background and all of that stuff. All right, so that's what we're going to make this evening. I'm going to place this right here. It's going to be a little bit out of sight because I'm going to need some room here. Let me move some stuff out of the way. I don't think I need glue dots, so we're not going to use that. Now, we are going to use our masking paper. And you can find this in the catalog. It comes with 12 sheets, and they're 5 by 7. And it does have a spot in the center that will help you peel. What we're going to do is I'm going to cut this right here because this is what we're going to use to create our scene for the snow that they're sitting on, and then we're going to make our night sky. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that with my paper snips. And let me get that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it where the seam is. I think that will work for what we're going to do. And then I'm going to start, first thing we're going to do is we are going to, I think this is all I need in the masking paper. I'll let you know if I need to get something else. And again, we're going to work with the musical jamboree. We used this last week, and I am going to create a night scene, which you all saw, with all 3 of these animals sitting around the campfire. All right, and you can find this in the, this is in the holiday catalog, and I want to say it's like maybe $22 or $23. It might not be that high. And it is the red rubber cling. So I'm going to push that out of the way. I'm going to bring in my box of tools that I need. Now, we're going to start with a base of thick Whisper White, and it's 5.5 by 12, 12.5. 5.5 by 8.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. So we're just going to fold that over. We're going to just get everything prepped for our making our card. And you always want to use your bone folder. And if you don't have one of these, I think they're like $3 or $4. And don't hold me to that. They might be $4 or $5. I don't know. You can find this in my online store. And that gives us a good crease. So that's how we want to start with that. I'm putting this aside because we don't need this right now. And then we're going to take a piece of blueberry bushel, And this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to lay a piece of basic white on the top of that after we get our scene made and created. I don't glue anything until I have all my coloring and stuff done. Pardon me. And this piece is cut a little bit shorter than normal. So this piece it's going to be 5 and a little shy of 5 1/8. And then the width is at 3 7/8. So 3 7/8 by 5. Might as well just say 5 1/8. Okay. All right. So we're going to move the blueberry bushel out of the way for now. We're going to put that over here because we're not going to use him just yet. All right. I have my piece that we're going to use when we get ready to do our scene of our snow. We're going to mask it so we don't get any ink on that when we start blending. And then I've got a piece here of the masking paper, and we're going to stamp our images. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp them on our piece of basic white, and then we're going to mask them, meaning we're going to cover them up so that whenever we start blending, the color is not going to get on our animals. And I am trying to fold back a piece of the corner here so I can see which side, because I didn't mark it, I forgot, which side is the sticky side, so I stamped the images on the right side. So let's see. All right, so I've got it on the top. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our basic black, our Memento black ink, and we are going to stamp, let's see, we are going to stamp all 3 of the images. And first of all, let's go ahead and stamp them on our basic white piece. Now this is the wolf that's howling. He's playing the guitar. So we're going to get him inked up, and I'm going to place him on the piece of basic white that we're going to be coloring on. And I just want to make sure I get his lines. So I'm pushing down. Whenever I use a larger stamp, I always take my ink pad and place it upside down. And I'm pretty sure I've got him inked up. All right, so I am going to place him, and I'm going to put him right. Actually, I'm going to put him, let me get up here. I'm going to place him right about here. I'm going to place him there. Hopefully I've got room that we can get all 3 of these guys on there. Okay, so there's that one. All right, and then I'm going to take this one, and I am going to ink it up again. Oops, let me do it this way. And we're going to stamp this on our masking paper so that we can then cover him up when we get ready to start coloring our background, and then we'll color him later. And I don't care if I don't have it all, I just need enough of an outline. So that takes care of that guy. So let me just clean him real quick, get him off and out of the way. All right, and then let me bring this piece in because we're going to need this paper. All right, the next one we're going to do is we are going to, I don't need him. Hang on a minute. We're going to get the fire. So we've got to have our fire pit. So we're going to stamp that over here. And I'm going to put the fire pit kind of close to this guy. All right, so we've got that. And then we need this. We need to color that and mask it as well. So we're going to do that. All right, and then we're going to come in with the guy playing the tangerine, what is that? Yeah, no, not tangerine, that's a fruit. Good Lord, tambourine. What am I thinking? All right, so we've got him inked up. Now we're going to place him right over in this area where he is going to be playing his tambourine by the fire. All right, and then we're going to come back and ink this up again, and we're going to get him right there. All right, and the one thing I do need that I don't think I brought is a piece of white paper because I need to stamp my other animal. So go figure that one. I will have to run and go get, I did not bring any extra white cardstock with me. This is all paper. All right, I'll be back in a minute. So hold on, I gotta go get a piece of basic white. Let me make sure I didn't bring any of my supplies here. All right, back in a flash. course, I get up, the dog decides to get up. Okay. All right, so I got my piece of paper for that, and then we're going to stamp him later to color him. Come back on the bed, Ryder. So we'll do that in just a few minutes. So I've got these guys stamped. Now we're going to fussy cut out on the masking tape and masking paper, because what we're going to do, we need to place them down on the mask here. We want to cover it so we can start creating our background. And then we're going to also do a piece for the ground as well. So we're just going to start now. What you want to do is you want to kind of get as close to the line when you're cutting these as possible. Now normally when you're fussy cutting, you want to leave a little white space, right? Well, we don't want to leave any white space because we want to make sure that our when we start doing our night background, we don't have any white spots. Now if we do, we can color those. You're gonna have to stay in here. Come on, get up on the bed. Sorry, my dog. So you want to make sure you try to, and if we have when we get ready to take the mask off, and if there's some areas that show a little bit of white, then we're just going to go in and touch them up. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going around, and this is the time-consuming part. So this is why I said that we probably won't get another card done this evening because of the time. And I could have cut these in advance, but I wanted to make sure that you all saw, and I probably could have stamped them and then just showed you how to fussy cut one and not the and then I could have done the others beforehand, but I didn't. So anyways, now we're going to not take those notes. We're going to leave those the way that is. I'm just coming around his mouth, and I probably should have done that because this is the time-consuming part. But we're going to fussy cut, and we just want to again stick to the lines because we're masking. So if we go over, we want to make sure we don't have any white spaces left. And if we do, we're just going to color them because we got the colors, and we're going to do some blending. All right, I'm cutting this piece off because it's in my way. And again, I'm just going to finish up doing my fussy cutting around. And I probably will have a little bit of white space, but that's going to be fine. I'm just trying to stick right close to the lines, and then hopefully we'll get that done. So we're almost done with this guy. And we'll come back around. Of course, the dog has decided she's getting off the bed, and now she's sitting at the door, which I closed. She's laying down. All right, so, all right, there's the wolf. We're going to leave him like that. Now we've got to do our fire. So we're going to do, just do the same thing. We're going to come in and fussy cut, try to stick right on the lines because we are doing the masking paper. Welcome, Judy. How are you? Thank you for sharing. We are doing a night scene. And here's the card that we're going to make. So if you can see that. I am using our masking paper, and I am now cutting out our mask, which I just was saying that I probably could have done this and showed you all one, and I could have cut all the other ones out, and I didn't think about it. So that this is going to be a little bit time-consuming part, but that's okay. And I do have a second card, but I don't know if we'll have time to get to that this evening. So if we don't, we're definitely going to do it next week because it's definitely a wow card, and I'm sure you all will want to take a look at that. So I'm just, again, cutting as close to the lines as possible so that our mask will cover our images. And then if for some reason when I pulled them off earlier, I had a little bit of white kind of poking through, which was fine. I just used the blending brush because we're going to blend and create our nighttime background. So we'll just be able to fix it, and no one's going to notice the difference. Okay, so we have the fire, and let me get on my little scraps because I don't have a trash can. I didn't bring it. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to throw it up there. All right, and then I've got the wolf's already been cut out. I'm going to move this out of the way. I've got the wolf, and I've got the fire, and now we're going to come in with the tambourine guy here. And again, as I mentioned, you want to You want to try to cut right on the line if possible, so that way it's going to cover. But if we have a little bit of white showing through, then we'll just go back with our markers and our blending brush and we'll blenders, and we'll be able to fix that. So it's not a big deal. And the tambourine is a little awkward because you got to go around these little pieces, right? So just give me a minute. We're going to get this done, and then we'll start blending and making our night scene and creating our fire. And it's really a fun card. It's easy. It's just a lot of pieces because you got to do the coloring, and it takes, by the time you start looking at your night scene and what color you're going to color all these animals, it's a lot of blending brushes that we're using. I guess I should get in here where y'all can see. Sorry about that. So I'm not even sure what this guy is. Is he a badger? I don't even know what they are. I don't know what this is. So if anybody happens to know what this animal is, let me know. I'm thinking a badger. I don't know. So again, I'm just kind of sticking right on the black line so that we know that when we get this done, and I'm just going to come back and trim that up in just a second. Because there's going to be a few areas that we're going to have to come back and touch up, so which will be fine. It's no big deal. All right, so I'm going to snip that little piece off there, and then his little feathers, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so here is our scene. Now we're going to take, and I'm going to peel off the masking paper, and I just, it does have a crease down the center, but of course I'm cutting different from different pieces. So you just have to bend the piece over until you get it to open up, and just peel off the backing. And then we're going to lay this, we're going to cover this right over our critter so that we don't get any color on places that that's not supposed to go. Okay, so we're going to try to get this done. Put that right there. I don't want to push it down too hard. Whoopsie, sorry. My table is a little awkward because earlier when I did it, some of the paper got stuck and I had to peel it off, and that was a little bit of a pain because it was that, and I thought, oh my Lord, if this is going to take this long, we'll be here all night. So my fault for not having this probably prepped in advance, but so I'm just going to keep bending my fire here so I can get this piece to open up for me so I can start peeling it. And that doesn't want to cooperate, so let's try it right here. One of these places we'll get one. So we just want to get it to open so we can get the backing off. And you're just going to have to just play with it until you can get it to get a piece that's going to rub off. If y'all have a better idea of how you get the backing off without having it split open, I'm open to suggestions. All right, so let's see. I know, and then having these fingernails, that's not helping because I can't grab the little tiny spot. So let's see. All right, there we go. I got a piece of fire here. There we go. Hang on. All right, there we go. Let's get this off. Okay. A little tight. That's a little bit, but that's all right. All right, so all we're going to do is we're just covering up what we just stamped, and we want to get it covered so we don't. Okay, that's good. And I'm not going to push it down too much because I don't want, again, I don't want it to stick to it where I have to start scrubbing it off. So let's just do the next one. We're going to try to get him on here. And then I have one more critter, but he's not going to go on till last. There we go. This one's coming off pretty good. Okay, and now we're going to put this guy, just cover up his body. Make sure everything is pretty covered up. And, you know, if it's off just a tad, I think we're good right there. Hang on. Hang on. His little tail is, I don't want to push down too much because this is the problem I had earlier. This guy right here didn't want to let go of his tail. So let's, I just want to get that part covered up there. All right, I think that's good. Let me see. All right, we got a little bit right there, but that's all right. We can make it work. Okay, so we've got everything covered. Now we're going to make our scene, is how we did this right here. We put the masking paper on here. So I'm going to mask, and this is going to be a little different because we've got this guy. But when we did it before, this end was over here, but it doesn't matter. So let's peel this off, and we're going to add this to the bottom because we don't want, when we start blending, we don't want all the blending ink to go over the snow. They're gonna be sitting in the snow is what they're doing. All right, so let's get this piece off. Hang on. All right, so this is the piece that I need. All right, so we're gonna do this a little different then. I don't want to take up all. Let's see. Actually, we can. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I really wanted the other part to be up high behind the bear. This is going to be low. I don't think I like that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm just going to cut around just to make it a little bit different. That way it's going to work for what I want it to do. So we're just gonna, if I get it off my fingers, I'm just gonna recut, and hopefully we've got enough that, because I've already taken the paper off, that it's gonna, so we'll just go like that. All right, let's see if we can get that to work. We'll put this right here. Okay, so I want this to be, I really wanted that to be higher, which we can probably do, nope, we're gonna have to do it this way. Can't flip it over. Okay, so let's go. I don't care about down here. I just want to get this covered so it looks like they're on the grass or on the snow. So I'm just going to lightly put that there. And then I think I'm going to bring this down just a little bit for him. Okay, so we're just going to leave it like that. All right, now we're going to come in, and I'm using Blueberry Bushel and Balmy Blue. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start blending. And I'm going to bring a piece of paper in. Move some of this stuff out of the way. And we're going to start blending, and then we will move to the next color, and then we'll create our sky and all of that. So as you know, when you start blending, you always want to kind of start off a little bit, because see how it makes that little circle, right? So I'm going to hold on to this, and then I just want to start coming in. Now, this table is going to jiggle, and I apologize. Now, I can go over these, right, because I masked this. So we're just going to come in, and I'm going to start at the top and try to get this darker first, and then I'll bring it down. And I go backwards both directions, so I'm going to the right now instead of to the left. So I think I'm going to start. Okay, we're going to get some more ink on it, and I want to just come back in again and get some dark. So we can get this dark showing. So we have a darker sky. And then we'll just start bringing it down. Okay. This is the fun part. You just keep blending until you get the color that you want, right? So we're just going to keep coloring. We got it dark. Let's get some more in here. I want to be able to get this right here. There we go. Try to make it like it's dark at night. And then leave it a little bit lighter. I might not need the balmy blue, because it looks like I might be able to get this lighter down here, which is the effect that I was trying to get when I used the balmy blue. So we're just going to try to make some more dark sky and work it down a little bit, and then we'll keep it lighter towards the bottom. I think that will probably look nice. All right, so we're just going to keep blending. And there's a lot of ink on here, you know, so we'll just come up on the sides, come around the wolf as he's howling. And it's getting good. And that, I kind of like the light in the background. That looks good like that. It's going to look better than on here than it did on mine. I think that's good. I don't think I need to use the blue. All right, what do you think about that? I think that's a good color sky, and it's got like the light reflecting. So let's leave it like that. Okay. All right, so let's move this out of the way. I'm not going to use, I used the light blue, excuse me, trying to create a lighter effect, and it really didn't. Pardon me. So I think what I'll do is use the, what you call that thing? The color lifter, and see if we can't, let me move this out of the way, pardon me. We'll see if we can't just use the color lifter. I don't want ink getting all over my desk, which it just did. Okay. All right, so now we're going to remove our mask, and you have to do it very gently so that we don't pull anything off. All right. And so we're going to get all of this. And this is some pretty strong masking paper, I can tell you that. I mean, I don't think I've ever used, I've used this before, but it is some strong, you can see how, and I didn't even put a lot of pressure on it to hold it down. So you can see how strong it is as far as wanting to come off. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now we've got to remove our mask that we have right here for these guys. So I'm going to use my paper snips just to get it started, because earlier I found when I did the first card, it wanted to stick, and I had to peel, and then I had to kind of scrub off the pieces that didn't want to come off my paper. So this is a lot stickier than it is, and maybe I should have used this like I do my stamps, and kind of took some of the tackiness off, but it's working. So you see how that's working. So we're just going to pull that off. Now you can see we've got some white there, and that's the tambourine. So we're going to get that off, and then we'll go back and fill in if there's any white spaces that are hanging. And I can see right here that there's some white spaces, and that's all right. We'll just take our marker, and we'll just touch it up. Now I can see there's a little bit of the adhesive right here. See that? So we want to make sure that we get all of that off. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to lift up the fire. So we want to get our fire up. And I think when you start blending, it starts pushing, you know, if you're pushing down to get the blending going, then it starts, you know, just pushing it on there harder. So it's setting in there. But that's fine. So we're just going to gently remove it and take our time. And see, I can fix all of that. That's not a problem. So these are all the tricks to the trade. All right, so now we got to lift this little dude up. And his little tail gave me problems the last time. So let's lift him, see if we can get his tail up. He was fighting with me the last time. So once we get this, I know this is kind of, there we go. A little monotonous here, but it's part of the program when you're doing the masking part of it. So we're just going to take our time not to rip off our paper, because we want to make sure we don't leave any residue behind. So we want to get that up, and then we'll just start peeling away here. And I can see right here it's starting to tear from the paper. All right, so we're just going to make sure we can get a good lift to it. And just take our time removing the mask. And you can use, if you don't have masking paper, you can use a sticky note, which is fine, but just remember that you just want to use that part of the sticky note that has the glue on it, you know, adhesive, so that it sticks to your area that you're trying to cover up. So the masking paper works really well. See how that's pulling that right on off? There we go. There we go. Perfecto. All right, so you can see there's some white right there. So I'm going to bring in, hope I brought it in here. Hang on. All right, so we've got this we need. Oh, go figure. Oh, yeah, here it is. All right, so, and you can see the white alongside the this little critter here. So I'm just going to take the small tip of the blueberry, and this is the light, and I'm just going to, right here, I'm just going to come in and kind of color the white that the mask kind of missed. Okay, so I'm just going to come down just a tad. All right, and then around this way here, just enough to color it where you're not going to see that, and no one's going to notice that. All right, so we've got that, and then right here around the tambourine, see how that didn't pick up? I had it covered over too much. So we're just going to come in, and I'm just going to make a few little dots there. And then right here, we're going to just draw a line and color that up. And once it dries, you're not going to be able to see it. And then we've got the same thing here with our fire. So we're just going to make some little dots and cover that up. All right, that's good. And then this guy looks pretty good, actually. I'm surprised. Okay, don't have any lines around him. Oh, yeah, we do right here. Right here where his bandana goes into his neck and then comes out to tie. Okay, there we go. And this is going to be covered up because we've got another animal we're going to color. Okay, so that's that. Now we can start our coloring. And then after I do the coloring, then we'll make our stars. And if I want to lighten the sky up a little bit, I can do that as well. Now I have a lot of tools in here, so bear with me. I'm going to get all my colors out that I need. And this one, bear with me a minute. All right, so I'm using all sorts of colors, and I'll go through those with you in just a moment. All right, so we've got, this is our color lifter. We may use that to get some lightness around, but I think we might be all right. Okay, let's move this guy out of the way. All right, so I've got pecan pie, which I'm using for probably the tambourine and his guitar. The guitar, yeah, that's what I'm doing for that. And then I've got a gray granite, gray granite. He is going to be the color of this little animal there. Okay, so that's going to be that. And then I've got crumb cake. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I got gray granite. Oh, that's crumb cake. Okay, so we got gray granite. Got to make sure we get all the right colors together. Crumb cake is going to be used for, I'm not sure what it's going to be used for. Oh, for this down here, the fire wood. Then the silver is going to be used for the howling wolf. And then we have daffodil delight and peach pie. Peach pie is going to be our fire. And then I've got the copper is going to be used for one more animal, which we need to stamp. So let me bring that in real quick because we're going to fussy cut him, and then he's going to be sitting next to the wolf. So let me grab that stamp, which is right. Where'd you go? Oh, here he is. He's playing the fiddle. So we're going to stamp him real quick. We'll color him, and then we're going to fussy cut him out. And then he's going to sit next to the wolf because he's serenading with the wolf. So we're just going to stamp this on a piece of basic white, and we'll color him, and then he'll get fussy cut out as well. Okay? All right, so since he's right here, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to color him with copper clay. Give me 1 second if you don't mind. My dog is slipping on the floor. Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on, get under the bed. Come on. Sorry, guys. Come on. Had to get her over to the ramp. She's getting old. Hi, Linda. How are you? That's okay. Save it and watch it for later. Okay, so we're going to color this guy. This is going to be copper, and I'm going to color him in the light, but I'm going to come back first, and I'm just going to kind of darken these little dots here that the artist has done, and then I'm going to come back and color him in the light color. Oops, let me do a little bit here. Hang on a minute. I'm going to do a little bit here in his ear and a little bit right there. All right, so let's get in and we'll start coloring this guy, and then we'll color, this is the light copper. So I'm just going to go in, let me move this out of the way, and then we'll do that. This guy, I'm going to fussy cut him, and he is going to sit next to the wolf. He's going to cover up his tail, basically. So I have to be careful because I don't want to go in. I'm going to leave his inside white. And so I'm just going to color this. And I might lighten this up using the color lifter too. I'm not sure. I might leave it the way it is. All right, so just bear with me while I'm covering. They got some really, these guys got little tiny arms. Let me get this in the camera so y'all can see it. So you just take your time and color. I'm using the small tip and just bringing it in to get some color in these little tiny spots. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to be able to draw this all the way down as long as you have a not shaky hand. And if you go out of the lines a little bit, that's okay because we're going to cut this. We're going to cut him out and he's going to be up next to the wolf. Okay? And let's just turn. I always turn the paper. It works easier for me to turn the paper rather than trying to be a contortionist with my arms and my hands. So we'll just get, I like to go around the edges first. So that way I don't feel like if I go off, I'll go out of the lines. That way I've got that covered. So if I start coloring, then I know I'm good. And again, it shouldn't matter as much since we're going to cut him out, fussy cut. All right, so there's that, and then we'll come on this side. Now his belly, we're gonna leave him white. I don't even know what this is. Do y'all know what animal this is? I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to look this stuff up. I don't know if it's a beaver. No, he doesn't have a, I don't know what it is. I don't know what he is, and I don't know what he is. I think he's a badger, only because of his stripes on his head. All right, so we're just gonna color that. And what else do we need to do? Okay, let's do that. All right, so that's done for him. Let's do his guitar, his fiddle. We're gonna do the pecan pie. So again, this is the time-consuming part because this guy, we gotta color all these people, right? So I'm gonna color, this is the light. I am going to color what is it called? The part that all the pieces are tied to, I'm going to color that in dark. And so this here, I'm just going to color in the light pecan pie. And I'm going to color this part. And then the piece around the bottom, which doesn't look like, it looks like it's black, I'm going to color that the dark as well. So I'm just going to come in here and color these little tiny things in the light pecan. And then, whoops, I almost dropped it on there. And then I'll take the dark and I'm going to come in, I forget what that thing's called. I'm going to just put the dark on this piece here, and then this is what holds the strings. So we're going to make that a little bit darker. So we're having a music class. All right, so that's him. So we'll cut him out in just a minute. Let's get all the rest of our coloring done. Give me 1 second. Let me just wipe the ink off that. Okay. All right, so let's come in. Now we're going to let's do our fire. So I came in with the peach pie, and I'm going to color the bottom part peach to kind of give it like a reddish color. So I'm just going to come in and color that. And you can go over. I'm using the dark peach pie. So we'll just make that a little bit darker. And if you get a little bit in the flames, it's okay. And then this is dark daffodil. And we're just going to come in with that one and make our flames. And when we did our mask, you can see when I initially stamped it, the dark embers, I'm going to call them the embers that were coming out of the flame. So they're still right there. So we're just going to come in and make some dark flames. All right, we might come back and do a little bit. And then I'm going to take my, let's move the pecan out of the way for a minute. I'm going to move these out of the way so I don't get confused. All right, now we're going to take our crumb cake, and I'm going to do the light, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to make the, how did I do that? Yeah, the light I'm going to put on the ends, the light color, right on the ends of the wood, and then the wood I'm going to make them darker. So there's little like pieces where they cut them. I'm just going to make those light crumb cake. You see where they were cut. And then you'll see that a little bit more so when we color it with the crumb cake dark. So I'm just going to come in with this. And this is our fire logs. And I'm just having to do a little bit of, can y'all see this? Do I need to, let me zoom in a little bit, see if that might help. How's that? Just a little. I know it's kind of hard because my hands are in the way. So I'm just going to twist, and I can see I've got a little blue missing right there. So I'll go back with the blue And we'll fix that. And really all I'm doing is kind of just tapping to make sure I get the wood colored. All right, and all right, I think that's good. And then those, I'll come back with the beige, with the crumb cake light. And I'm just going to try to do my ends a little bit lighter again so you can see them. All right, and let me get my little dabadooya here because I got a little blue piece right there and a little piece right there. So that's covered up. Okay, so we got him. All right, now the back, oh, let's say we need our pecan. We're going to do the pecan. Actually, I'm going to do, you know what? The symbols are like a gold, aren't they? Let's do the light pecan around, I think I'm going to do around, no, maybe I don't want to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do I want to do pecan or do I want to do a crumb cake? Let's do a light pecan. Whoops, stay there. I'm going to do the, I know that these things are the little symbols, but I'm going to make them a little bit brown. Probably that was the crumb cake, but that's okay. I think those are the things that make the noise, right? So that inside piece is going to stay, he's going to stay white. All right, now this guy we're going to do in the gray granite. So I'm going to take the dark and I'm going to put some little dots here where they've got that. Now I'm going to paint his legs and his arms and his mask are going to be the dark. So I'm just going to come in here with the gray granite dark. All right, and then we'll do this one. See, this is why I'm saying that this is the time-consuming piece of it. And of course, we want his arms to be dark. I don't know. I think this is, I don't know. I don't know if this is a badger or what this is. I have no idea. But I'm just coloring him. All right, and then we're gonna make his mask because he's got a little bit right here that we're gonna make the silver look. And we're gonna have it come up over here. And then we're gonna do this one. And again, this is the dark gray granite. Okay. See, it's a little time consuming, but that's all right. And then we have granite. Whoopsie, about dropped them on the floor. And then we're gonna come in and we're just gonna color the rest of them the light color. And if we want to have a nice contrast, then we'll go back and we can color, we can do some coloring to make it a little bit, okay. And then I'm like I said, I always try to come down with a line first so I don't go out of the lines. And I don't want to get into the white because that's, his belly's going to stay white. So we'll just do some coloring here. We got to do his tail. I don't know if his tail is light or dark. Maybe we should make his tail dark. Oh, that looks cute, doesn't it? All right, so there's that. Let's come back with the dark for just a minute. Gray granite dark. I think I will make his tail a little bit dark down at the ends. And then we'll do some of these little guys here. And this one looks a little light. I know, isn't it funny how you just start trying to get a little bit more particular. Let's make them a little bit darker so there's a contrast in his arms, or his paws, I guess they are, right? And this arm right here. They look like they're gonna have a good time. I'm just gonna go over it one more time just to give it a good definition that this is his mask. So he's kind of like incognito. There we go. That's cute. Cute, cute. All right, now we're gonna do the woofie. I'm doing Poppy Parade Dark for his bandana. So I'm gonna go ahead and color that now. And I'm using the small tip. And then I'm gonna use the color lifter to kind of lighten this up a little bit, and I'll show you that in just a second when I get ready to do that. So we'll just get some coloring there. All right, so we got that. All right, so now let's go ahead and get his guitar done. We're going to do the same thing with the guitar. He's going to be in pecan, and we're going to make the, I don't know, remember what this thing is called. I'm going to have to ask my husband. So we're going to make this the darker piece of wood that's holding, and it could be silver too, it just depends. And see, I can come back with the blue and fix that. And then these here on the edges, I'm going to make dark. And then everything else will be the light. So this is going to kind of look like it's the shadows. All right. And then I think we'll, I don't think the neck, I think the neck's going to just be the same color. Or maybe not. Maybe it should be darker. What do you think? Should the neck be dark? Let's do the neck dark. That's the area that's holding the strings. And then I'm going to come back because I'm seeing some white spaces, and we'll color those in. Okay. There we go. All right, now we'll color light pecan. Gotta sit down, baby. Sit down. Sit down. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. Go lay down. She's got her health issues are starting to concern me. And, you know, I've never had children, so my dogs are always my kids, have always been my kids. And this one is a little, they're all special, but this one's more special because I got her certified as a therapy dog, and we visit the old folks, and she makes everybody happy. So, come lay down. Come on, Rye. And she probably wants some water. Give me a second. Sorry. Here, come drink my water. Come here. Come. Want some water? Come on, baby. Come. All right. There goes my water. And that's the other thing. She likes ice cold water. She's a mess. All right. So before I forget, I'm going to just put a little dot right there just to kind of hide that. You hear her slurping. Just to hide the white from the, she's thirsty. All right, so now we're going to color this guy smoky slate. All right, so we're going to come in and I'm going to do smoky slate dark. And I'm going to just make a little bit of the things here just to give some emphasis. Okay, that's enough water. That's enough. The dog doesn't know how to stop. And I'm going to color this. I probably don't need to because it's going to be covered up by the other animal. But, all right, so we're getting there, people. All right, so we're going to color him light, smoky slate. So, I'm just going to come down and just start coloring. Riley, that's enough. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. See, she likes cold water. She'll drink the whole thing, and then she'll get sick and throw up the water. So I don't want her to do that. Nothing like giving y'all a replay on what my dog's doing. But her health is starting to, oh, I got to fix that too. Her health is deteriorating, and I know at some point, I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than we anticipated based on her issues that she's got. And I came in the other night and told my husband I was crying because I had taken her outside and she's having a hard time walking, having a hard time going to the bathroom, and it's just all right, so let's get this colored in. And then I see some areas again where the masking paper right there. So you'll see all of this when you start coloring, and then just go in, you'll fix it up. I'm leaving his chest white as well. We could probably do a little beige to it, or a little color, but I'm just going to leave it white again. And again, I'm just going through, trying to get to the lines so that I can come back and color. And since this one's bigger, then I'll be able to use the bigger tip. All right, and I know that this is probably not fun for y'all to watch me coloring, but it's chat time, and we can chat. Let me color this guy here, and then I'll get everything fixed up here. And then let me flip this over. I'm going to go ahead and color with the bigger tip to make it a lot faster. And that goes a lot quicker when we do this. And I just try to do long sweeps so it doesn't show. But it's okay. It's going to be fur, so it's going to look weird anyways. Now she's happy. I think that's what she wanted. She wanted to get water. She'll get down off the bed, goes and gets water, and then she comes back and gets in the bed. So she wanted her water. So I saved, that helped. I didn't have to get up and open the door. And then I have to get back up and let her back in. Okay, I'm not going to be too concerned because the other character is going to cover that up, so I'm not going to worry about the tail. But I do want to go around here, do some touch-ups. All right, we're getting there, folks. And where's my blue? So right here you can see this little area right here that we had a little bit of the paper wasn't displaying properly. And we'll cover that right there. Okay, I think that looks good so far. What do y'all think? Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is let's go in and I'm going to color some like shadows underneath these critters. And now the only bad thing is I've got the sky, but I think that's fine. I'm using one of the light 900s, and I'm just going to kind of, I'm making it look like they're sitting in the snow. So I'm just going to try to make it look like, you know, there's stuff around. And then I want it to have this guy to have some shadows around. And we're going to come down. And I'm going to leave it like that for now until I get this other guy added. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this dude out. And then before I put him down there, I'm going to go ahead and do all of our, get our stars on there. And, you know, you could place a moon on here if you wanted. So let me just fussy cut him real quick. We could have masked and did a moon, which I didn't even think about until just now. But we could have done that. All right, so I'm just going to come around and cut around him. And then we're going to put him, let me put that out of the way. And we'll get him attached. And then we'll finish up this card. And we've got his violin there. And just keep moving. I always cut off the pieces because to me it's easier just to move around. Then I can go back and adjust. There's some people that really know how to fussy cut, and it looks like when they get done, it looks like it was cut through the die cutting machine because they've got it exactly perfect. To me, it looks perfect. You look at mine, it's all, you know, uneven. But that's the whole idea of us making cards, right? Everybody's different, and there's not really a right or wrong. Well, there could be a right and wrong way on certain things, but you know, it's your card. And you do what you want to do. Okay, so we're getting there. All right, what time is it? Oh, it's 8 o'clock already. My goodness. Okay, here we go. All right, now this guy could lay down on here, or we can pop him up. I think the other one I popped up. I think I'll do the same thing with this one. Why not? He could lay flat, but let's pop him up. Why not? Because we'll just put him on, since he's on the end, we'll just pop him up a little bit. So let's do that. He's going to sit next to the wolf, if I can get my dimensionals off of here. So I'm going to put, well, that was good. Hang on. Now the dimensionals don't want to, there we go. All right. Okay. We'll put this here. Let's get a mini dimensional. Let me see where the minis are. Bear with me a second. I'm going to put that on his violin right here. And I don't know. Yeah, let's put one on his tail, just right at the edge. Put that right about there. Okay. All right, we'll push this out of the way. All right, let's take these off, and I'll just put them all over here because I don't know where my trash can is. I think I have it stuck with something else. All right, so we're gonna put him on here. So I'm gonna probably cover up most of his tail. So he is going to be standing here. Do I want to cover up his tail? I want to get him so he's not sitting on. Oh, you know what I was going to do? Hang on a minute. I'm going to take, and I'm just going to take some of this and kind of fade out the scarf a little bit. There we go. So it's not quite so dark, you know, red. All right, now we're going to put this little critter on there. Let's see. He's going to be jamming with this dude. So let's put him. Let's see. I want to get him so his thing is not in the guy's way. I know, isn't that crazy? Oh, let's put him right. Let's put him right there. Why not? Okay, so let's bring in our 900 low, and I am just going to bring like this around. Just kind of bring it in like that. Go up around. It's kind of like shadows in the snow, I guess. We'll just kind of do it like that. All right. Okay, now we're going to take the white chalk marker, and I'm going to make the snow, the lights, the stars. You can use a do like a blending water painter if you want, and dip it in the white craft white ink, and then you can splatter if you want to do that. I'm just going to come and make little dots, and then I'm going to come back and make some bigger ones so it looks like stars. And I'm just randomly making them all over. This is going to be a starry, starry night. And we'll put a few more up here. And then I'm going to come back and just, all I'm going to do is hold the chalk marker down to give it like, so it makes a little bit bigger of a circle to make it look like that might be a star that's shining bright. And I'm not an astrologer, so I'll put one right about there. I think that looks cute. Let me add a few more. I like stars. And we'll put a few, just a little bit down in this area because we don't want it to look like they're empty, right? Because they are in the background. All right, how does that look? What do you think? Okay, so we're getting there. Let's move this little guy out of the way because he's distracting. All right, so I think I'm done with all my coloring. Let me get this out of the way. And then I have another card. If y'all have time, I can show it to you. It's not going to take very long, or I can save it for next week. What do y'all think? What time is it? 8:05. So y'all can let me know if you want to see the other card. It's pretty easy. All right, so let's go ahead and put this together. So we're going to attach this to our blueberry bushel. So I'm going to set that like that. And I think I do like the way the white, I did get that darker up at the top, and I like the look. So that looks nice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive, and we'll go ahead and get this attached. All right. And we can do this other card. Let's knock that one out since I've already got it done. Y'all are going to like that one too. Okay, so let's get this in here. Let's get it. All right, and the white, I think I told you all. Let me give you the measurements. The blueberry is 4 by 5 1/4. The white is 5 and almost 5 1/8. It's like 5 1/16, 1/16 by 3 7/8. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to lay this flat on the thick basic white. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm not going to put a sentiment in it because you know me, I'm going to wait until the last minute when I need it, and then it will work for whatever. But I thought this was cute. And then we've got to make our sentiment. We have to do that, and we're going to put on here that this is, I'm going to put this is just a note because it's kind of like a play, right? You're saying it as just a note, but it's because they're playing. All right, so I have a scrap here, And hopefully this is wide enough. I hope it is. If not, we're in trouble. I have a scrap. It's 1/2 inch, and I'm going to use, I have got a mess over here, you guys. I'm going to use basic gray, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. Whoopsie. Let me put that right there. You see I got blue all over the stuff. We're going to ink that up, and hopefully I can stamp this on here where it's straight. It looks good enough. What do y'all think? I think that's pretty good. Okay, so let's move that over here. And then I'm just going to cut this down. No rhyme or reason. I'm going to angle it and angle it on this side. All right. And then we will pop this up on dimensionals. And then our card will be completed. All right, whoops. Let me move him. Hang on. I think he's going to be hanging over the edge here. Hold on. Yeah, let me move him up some. Okay. All right, so we're going to put him in here. Put that over there. Boy, I've got a mess to clean up tonight. And then I'm going to just pop that right up there, just a note. So what do y'all think about that? Isn't that cute? A little time consuming, but it's cute. I thought that playful card. Okay, let's do one more, and this one shouldn't take but maybe 10 minutes, if that. And this is really easy. You're going to do 6x6 papers. Oh, I got to get my paper trimmer. Hang on. I got to stand up to go get it. It's on the bed. Okay, because we got to do a little bit of trimming. All right, let me show you the card. And we are working with the Splendid Autumn paper, and that's in the holiday catalog. Now, this is what we're going to make, and you all are going to love this. Where's my string? Hang on a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let me move some stuff out of the way. All right, so here is the card, and what we've done is, now I should have used a darker ink for this, for the sentiment, but we're going to use 2 6x6 pieces of paper, and all we're going to do is tie them together with this twine, and that is all because it's going to fit in a card. So you open it up, and it says, "I'm thankful with a grateful heart to have you as a friend." And then here you can write your message, and that's all there is to that. Now, the paper that would probably work a little bit better is Thoughtful Journey, but I did pull in one here that has a lighter shade here, and on this one's a little bit darker on the back, but I'll use a darker image. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. It's really simple, and I think you're going to, it's kind of a wow card, and then we're going to do some tearing, okay? So this one shouldn't take that long. So let me move this. All right, so you got 2 of your 6x6 papers, all right? And you want to make sure you've got one like this one where it's got a lot of room here that we can do any writing and then get everything where you can be able to write and stamp and see, okay? So we're going to cut, I got to get my notes. We're going to cut, wait, hang on a minute. Yeah, we're going to, and whatever side you want to cut, I've got 2 pieces. I'm going to cut them together. We're going to cut a 1/2 inch off. So that's going to make it 5 inches, right? So this is 6x6. So we're going to take a 1/2 inch off from one side. So I'm just going to take it from this side right here. Okay, a 1/2 inch. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Hang on a minute. 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's gonna put it at 5 1/2. Right, because our card base is 5 1/2, right? Okay, so we're gonna move this over to a 1/2 inch, which is gonna be right here. So I'm gonna put that right. I'm gonna cut them both at the same time. All right, whoops. Maybe I won't. All right, let's try this again. 1/2 inch. I don't want to mess this up. Let me get it in here and so I can hold it in place. All right, so we're at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, and we're going to cut that off. And then you can discard these and do with it whatever you want. Okay, now the first piece that we're going to do, we're going to turn it this way because this is going to be my bottom, right? So I want my bottom over here because we're going to score. All right, so I'm going to turn and I'm going to place this at 4 1/4 because that would be the normal size of my card, right? And I'm going to score at 4 1/4, okay? And then that's going to get folded over like that. And then this one, we're going to come in. Again, we want this at the bottom. So we're going to score this piece at 3 1/4. So we're going to move this up to 3 1/4. And then we're going to score that. Okay, and that's all we need to do. All right, now what we'll do, and then we're going to do some tearing, but I want to show you what this is, how this is going to work. So we're going to fold this over. Now this side will go into there, and then see how that's going to give you your 4 flaps. But we're going to do some tearing. So you're going to have one flap, and then another flap, and then you've got your we're going to tear this as well. So you'll have basically, it's going to look like you've got 4 pieces. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do then is, if you want, now this is dark again, so I'm going to use a darker color when I stamp this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to tie this together. Oh, we're going to tie, let's tear our flaps. So I'm going to use my thumb, and I'm just going to do some tearing, and you want to pull it towards you because you want to make sure that you get, and you can fold it if it's easier. And then we want that white showing because that's giving it that effect. And then we just want to tear and kind of keep it, and use your thumb as your guide, if you will. All right. So that's going to be one piece, okay? And this is our 4 1/4 piece, right? Because that's going to go on top of this one. I see what I mean? And then we're going to tear this one. So this is the 3 1/4. So we're going to tear this. And again, I'm just keeping it, and I'm just tearing, using my thumb as a guide. And you can tear it as much as or a little as you want. It doesn't have to be a big piece of it. But we'll just do some tearing. And this is pretty easy. This won't take very long at all, actually. It's pretty easy. And just get it torn. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to tear the bottom piece of this one, because this is our bottom. So we're just going to do a small tear here. I don't want to make this one real big, because this is going to be like the third, look like it's our 3rd page. Okay, so I want to just try to get it. Let me open it up this way. I don't want to tear it a lot. I just want a small tear on the bottom and work it through. It's kind of hard because I'm trying to hold it without bending it too much, but I want a smaller tear. So just, guide it along and just tear it all the way to the end. And you don't, when you're tearing it, you don't have to have that much white showing. You can just, whatever works for you. I'm trying to hold it and tear it. Let me open it up. And then I can just kind of guide it. Okay. All right, so that's what we're doing. All right, so we have this piece. It's going to go in this piece. So now it looks like we've got 4 pieces, right? All right, so we're going to take our bone folder, and we're going to burnish. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take some twine, and we're going to tie this. And I was thinking of doing the copper here because it blends with it, this twine here. So I'm going to, we're going to tie it into a bow. So I'm going to probably pull a little bit more than I need. And we want to get this tied in here. So you're going to put it in the 2 pieces. And we're going to kind of straighten it out. And I want my, you want to get it as tight as you can. Now I'm going to pull this one over so I have enough to make my bow. All right, so I'm going to tie this over. All right, so bear with me. Get up here so y'all see. All right, so I'm going to loop this under. And then I really want to get it as tight as I can. And actually, I need to have, hang on a minute. I'm going to move it this way. I need to get some more twine here, and then we'll adjust it because I need to have enough to tie a bow. All right, so I'm going to tighten this, and I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to tie a knot first so that will hold it in place. And this is the hard part because you know me. Let me see. Trying to tie a knot and everything. because I want to get it tight to hold the paper, because that's the whole idea. This is what's holding our card together. So bear with me. I know I make it look harder than it is. I didn't have this problem before, but hang on. Let me just get it there where I can get it tied, and then I can adjust it once I get it in here before I pull it taut. Let me get my string in there. All right, so you want to tie a knot so that you've got your twine to hold it. This is what's going to hold your card together, okay? And as you can see, I'm struggling like I always do. Okay, all right, so I'm going to move this, slide it over a little bit while I've got it. And then I'm going to, before I tie my knot, I want to get my bottom piece taut before the knot goes in there. So I'm going to pull this and see, because I don't want to do it, I don't want to get it too, I want to make sure that this doesn't tie my knot yet. All right, hang on. So I know I'm making it more difficult. Hang on. All right, I'm going to take my knot back out because that's not going to work. See how loose it is? I want to get that tighter. The other stuff I used was the old, the real thick stuff that we had, and that worked out pretty well. Let me see if I can get this. Hang on a minute. I know. Here I said it won't take me long. You know me. All right, there we go. All right, let's get it together. All right, we're going to do that. All right, make sure. There we go. All right, so I'm going to tighten this, and I'm going to start pulling, and then I want to get it really tight before I pull that knot. And I apologize for, but you'll see when I'm doing, there we go. Now it's a little bit loose, but that's good enough. It needs to be a little bit tighter. See, I've got, nope, that didn't work, did it? Nope, that didn't, oh, that's not even tying a knot. That just, all right, let's start all over. You guys, this is what happens. All right, hang on. We're going to do it this way. I got to get a knot, and I want it tight. Oh, people always do this and make it look so daggone easy, right? All right, let me get this in here. I'll get this piece in. I'll be good to go. Get my tweezers. That might help, huh? Pull that little piece right through there. Get in, Mama. There we go. Let me get my tweezers. Come on, Mama. Well, that doesn't even want to cooperate, does it? This is when you need a third hand, right? Or maybe it's because, all right, there we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Pull this taut, and then pull that tight. Right. There we go. All right, there we go. Whew. All right, so you want to get it tight, and then tie a bow, okay? This is what's holding your card together, all right? So we're going to go this way, and then we're going to adjust our bow, and then we're going to go through here, and we're going to stamp our sentiments, and that's going to be it. That's all there is to it, right? So just bear with me. All right, and then you can come back, and we'll play with the bow, pull it down, and pull it down, making sure that we keep it taut. And I'll probably go back and adjust this. Let me pull it a little bit more, and then we can make it tighter, our bow. Okay, there we go. All right, that's not too bad. So let me cut some tails here. And then we're gonna stamp, and then that's all there is to it. So let's just trim off some tails. All right, so that's holding our card together. Isn't this unique? Okay, so that's that. So you open it up. We're gonna have sentiments, and that's it. All right, so there you go. So we're gonna come in, and I'm gonna use Mossy Meadow because that's on there, and I hopefully think that this is dark enough it's gonna show. So we are going to take, I've got stamps, oh, right here, hang on. So I'm going to do, and I'm using the layering leaves, and I want to put, I'm going to stamp hello on the second paper, and then on the third one over here where there's some room, I'm going to put so happy. I'm going to just put so happy. I'm going to mask it off and just put hello, so happy, and then the third one's going to be for you, okay? So I'm going to come in with hello, and that's going to go hopefully right here. Now let me look at my second one. So I think I can get right here. So I'm going to stamp this, and I want this to come down. So I'm going to put this right here so that we can see it. All right, so I've got hello. And then this one, I'm only going to do the so happy, and I want to mask. So I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I wish I would have brought, you know what, let me just use some of the masking tape. Why not, right? So let's take masking tape, and I want to just cover the, I want to just put so happy. It says so happy to celebrate you, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to cover up the word to, and then the word below it. So I'm just going to put this on paper, this masking paper over it. And let's see if I can get that without screwing this up. So happy. We got to cover up. Hang on. I want to get the L in my celebrates in the way. So we're going to put that right about there. All right, let's see if this is going to work. And I may have to add a little bit of ink on the H. All right, so we're going to do like that. And I'm going to take that off. So far, so good. I'm going to take this piece off. Now I've got a little bit of ink right here on the E, which I don't want. So I'm going to wipe that off on my paper. And I think we should be good. All right, so I've got hello, and then right here, I'm going to put so happy. Okay. And then for you, which is going to go on the next piece, which I'm going to put so happy. I've got happy right there, so happy. So I'm going to put for you here. Then that gives me all of this room here to write a message. Now, if you have a stamp like a leaf or a tree or something you want to add to it, you can always do that. And you can stamp it and go all the way up to the top here if you want to. I don't have anything that I think would look right, so I'm not going to do that. All right? And that is how you make this card. Isn't that cute? You just tear it and say, it says hello, so happy for you, and then you can write your message right here. So that's a pretty unique way to make a card, and it will fit in a regular size envelope. So there you go. It's kind of a tearing method without using any cardstock. So that was pretty easy, and then just tear as much off that you want, and you'll be good to go. All right, so let me move my stuff out of the way so I can show you the cards one more time. And we'll make some room here. Thank you, everyone, for spending your Tuesday evening with me. Well, we went a little bit longer than normal. It's 8:25. My apologies for that, but let's bring in the cards that we made, or the card that we made. And we'll bring in the critters that are singing. And then we've got our easy to make card using our designer series paper. So there you go, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for spending Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. And if I can help with anything, please let me know. Thank you for sharing. Have a great week, and I will see you all next week.